The Sinner-Alcaraz rivalry is the hottest topic in tennis right now. Thanks to my recent collaboration with Tennis Insights on Instagram, I'm excited to be able to bring you a step-by-step description via proprietary data as to why their head-to-head matchups have transpired the way they have to date. I've put timestamps in the video description to enable you to be able to navigate back and forth between topics. If you decide to stay around to the end, I promise you won't regret it. Please note, all of this data was captured prior to their meeting in Turin. Before we dive into it, if you're new here, welcome to Tennis Analytica, the home of court-level tennis, biomechanics, and data analytics. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss a beat. I would also love to hear from you. Drop a comment with your thoughts on this epic rivalry. Your engagement helps the channel massively, and it also helps shape the next videos I make. Now, let's get into it. After completing the analysis, the general theme around this head-to-head matchup is Alcaraz lifts his level and conversely, Sinner's level drops. To support this claim, I'm going to run you through 4 distinct categories in which this occurs to a significant level. To set the scene, here is a general profile of the two players. While you're reading through the stats on screen, I'll run you through the definition of each category to provide you with some context. The attack category just refers to the amount of time in a match each player is on attack within a rally. Conversion tracks how effectively a player converts attacking opportunities into points. It reflects the percentage of times a player, when in an advantageous position during a rally, finishes the point successfully without allowing the opponent to recover. Steal measures a player's ability to win points from a defensive position. It evaluates how often a player turns a disadvantage into a winning point by successfully neutralizing the opponent's attack and regaining control of the rally. The final 4 quality metrics being the serve, return, forehand, and backhand all analyze the spin, speed, landing coordinate, bounce angle, bounce deviation, and phase of play to generate a score 0 to 10 for every shot category. Just a fun fact before we move on. The current ranking points gap between the ATP World Number 2 and Number 3 is greater than the gap between the World Number 3 and World Number 1000, which just epitomizes how dominant these two are at this point in time. The first category I wanted to walk you through today is the Sinner attack versus the Alcaraz defense. I'll put some numbers up on the screen for you to have a look at, and these are my takeaways. Sinner leads the ATP Tour in conversion score. In other words, he's the most clinical attacker on tour, winning 73.4% of points. The tour average is 69%. Alcaraz leads the ATP Tour in steal score with a score of 38.2, and the tour average is 31%. When they play each other, Alcaraz wins the crucial battle of attack and defense. Sinner has a massive drop-off in his conversion score because the weapons that allow him to convert versus the rest of the tour are significantly less effective in this matchup. Finally, Alcaraz is able to maintain his tour-leading defensive numbers. They actually increase slightly. The second category I want to focus on is the Alcaraz Forehand. As you can see from the data on screen, the Alcaraz Forehand shot quality is higher against Sinner in their last 4 meetings than it is versus the rest of the top 5 in 2025 and his all-match average in 2025. The second image showcases the Alcaraz Forehand top spin speed and spin rates on forehands from the center third of the court. The blue figures represent his last 4 matches against Sinner, the orange figures represent his 2025 average, and the black figures represent the 2025 tour average. As you can see here, his forehand jumps significantly in both speed and RPMs versus Sinner from the center third of the court. Next, we take a look at the Sinner forehand. On the screen, I've put up my 4 comparisons to explore. Please note that the proximity to tramline statistic refers to the percentage of balls that land within 1 meter of the tram lines. We can deduce from this data that Sinner is taking more risk, both with speed and proximity to the lines, meaning he misses 8.1% more forehands against Alcaraz than his 52-week average. His overall forehand shot quality therefore drops by 0.3% when playing Alcaraz. Finally, and in my opinion the most important category to shine a light on, is the Sinner serve. As you can see, all 6 service categories decrease versus Alcaraz, being lower shot quality, lower unreturned first serve percentage, lower first serve speed, more double faults, less aces, and perhaps most significantly, a 6% drop in his first serve percentage. This is an enormous overall drop-off. Some other interesting conclusions we can draw from this information are that he likes to avoid serving down the tee against Alcaraz as compared to his average, with a notable increase in body and wide serves on the deuce court. This could be a key explanation in his drop-off in power and remedy to fix his first serve percentage against this opponent. Generally speaking, the wide serves a higher percentage with lower speeds. To conclude, we now have a detailed overview of how Alcaraz's game lifts and Sinner's decreases using 4 key categories as a case study. I'm working on part 2 of this video, in which I analyse the 2025 Turin final and illustrate which metrics reversed to change the outcome. This was incredibly interesting to undertake, as it may not be what you expect. Keep an eye out for this one. 2026 is building to be a huge year in this rivalry as both players approach their mid-20s and potentially their peaks. It will be interesting to see if both of these men can somehow lift their level again over the course of next season and what improvements they target over the off-season. Once again, I just wanted to thank you all for your support. I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Take care and see you on the next one.